Yes, George Washington was sick, but on his last day, they bled him 6 times. Taking a pint or more. How many pints do you have? But the captain, I already told you, he knew the best cure was no cure at all.
I often say, give me history, warts and all.
Brian Fox Ellis has worn many hats over the past 45 years as a storyteller. On this particular evening, he's wearing the hat of John James Audubon.
I have been bird watching in most of the places John James Audubon went bird watching. I am actually the official Audubon for his home in Kentucky, where he lived longer than anywhere else in the United States. I've traveled most of the Americas where he traveled.
Besides retracing the actual steps of Audubon, Fox can spend countless hours doing research. And what better way to hone your craft as a storyteller than by visiting museums and libraries? His recent travels brought him to the Hayner Public Library in Alton.
And I'm looking for those stories that help embody who he is. I can't tell his whole life in 45 minutes to an hour, so I look for quintessential stories.
We're really excited to work with Fox. We've worked with him in other capacities. He's a historian, naturalist, storyteller. It's one thing to see and read about history, but to have someone that brings it to light like Fox does is something completely different.
As he traveled in the Triangle of Trade, whenever he came home, he would ask, have you been a good student? Have you practiced your violin? I'm embarrassed to admit, I was not a very good student. I would rather be in the forest and fields, drawing birds and collecting feathers and stones.
Fox has been portraying Audubon both as a boy and a man for 25 years now, and says he does not avoid sensitive subject matter.
You don't shy away from these stories. You tell them just straight up and let the audience figure out what they want to. Audubon was a brilliant painter, an amazing ornithologist, and a great writer, really blending art and science and literature as an eyewitness and participant in history.
I've done some storytelling workshops with him, and he just brings everything together really, really easily. So like, he made it sound really easy for us to tell stories just like he does, which I thought was a lot of fun. So I try to incorporate a little bit of that in the education that I do.
Unbelievable. And it makes me want to go look more closely, not only at his drawings, but at the birds, as he's encouraged us to do.
I could talk about birds all day. I work for the Illinois Audubon Society. I lead bird hikes as part of my job. But I let the audience choose their favorite birds. And whatever bird they mention, I can quote what Audubon wrote. He wrote a biography of every bird in America, and I've read all of them.
Fox's storytelling has taken him to 26 countries, and he's performed in all 50 U.S. states.
I've performed in Florida, spent a lot of time retracing his steps down there, New Jersey. He toured the Great Lakes, the Gulf Coast. He went up to the Rockies, and I performed for the Montana Environmental Education Conference and the Montana Audubon Society.
To date, Fox has portrayed 30 different historical figures.
I also portray a number of poets. I am a published poet, and I play Walt Whitman. I play Edgar Allan Poe, and I do the scary stories for Halloween, but I also have a program on Poe's poetry, which is what he wanted to be known as. I play Herbert Hoover was my first president, and I've recently been commissioned to play John Adams for our 250th birthday next year.
Fox's persona in and out of character can certainly fill up a room. For him, holding a captive audience is second nature.
When I was a little kid, I was the class clown, got in trouble for talking too much, used to entertain all my friends in junior high and high school.
It is rare that a self-described class clown can turn laughs into an art form, but Fox seems to have mastered it well.
And there, pinned to the board, I had what appeared to be a flying bird. But even more, I would measure the beak of the actual bird. You have a fine beak, ma'am.
He says the past 4.5 decades have been a wild and wonderful ride, time traveling and stepping into some very important shoes.
I do love my job. I say it often. I mean, I get paid to go to wonderful places, and I just have to stand up and talk for an hour.